but what you gon' do? I can give it to you, but what you gon' do with it? I can give it to you, but what?
I want to take a second to share a story with you. There's a businessman. He's been in business for quite many years. But over the past 5 or 6 years, his business has really been plummeting. I mean, he's lost a couple big staple deals. He starts to lose faith in himself. He's not closing deals. He's not making money the way that he used to. One day his accountant comes into him and tells him, "You're going to have to file bankruptcy pretty soon." He panics. He immediately starts to think of having to have the conversation with his wife, telling his wife that they're going to have to give up the way that they're living, and they live very well. He's going to have to tell his boys that he failed. It's like his world just came crashing down on him. Nothing's been going right. One day he's sitting on a park bench, just really thinking about how to recover from this, everything that's going on, having a conversation with his family. And an old man happens to walk by, and the old man says to him, he says, "Son, you seem to have a lot on your head. What's going on?" And for some reason, he has this conversation with the old man and tells him how he's been in business for a long time. He's given his business everything, and his business is failing, and he's going to have to file bankruptcy, and he's going to have this conversation with his wife, and just how distraught he is over all of it. The old man says to him, he says, "Son, I've been there. I want to help." The old man pulls out his checkbook, writes a check, hands it to him. He says, "Son, I hope that this helps. It's a loan, and I want us to meet right here, same time next year, and you can repay me." And the old man walks away. And the businessman is sitting there and he's thinking, wow, people do care. He opens the check up and he notices that it's for $50,000. And he thinks, this stranger just gave me $50,000. He happens to look down at the name on the check, the signature, and it says John D. Rockefeller. Couldn't believe it. He says, this will really help. I'll be able to really get caught up on some things. He gets off the bench and he goes home. And on the way home, he starts to think, you know what I'm going to do? I'm not going to spend this money. But it's a hell of a backup plan. I'm going to put it in the safe. And if I need it, I have it. He goes to work the next day. He starts really thinking about and using his sense of reason to think of other alternatives of how things could turn out, how he could make things positive. He starts to use his imagination to figure out what his big move is going to look like, what his recovery is going to look like. Before, when everything was failing and he lost faith in himself, he was just making deals out of panic. Now he learns how to use his intuition because he was a great business dude. This dude was good at figuring out what was going to work and what wasn't, so he started to rely on his intuition again. He started to use his will to focus and make sure that he followed through with all this. He started to use his 6 mental faculties. Business started to pick up. Just from this simple check, he was able to change his perception, change his viewpoint. A year later, he meets the guy back at the same park bench. He's sitting there, and the guy happens to come up about 5 minutes later. And he explains to the guy how much he appreciates his help. How him giving him this simple check changed everything. How he was able to turn his business around and get out of the red without even using the money. And he starts to go on explaining, and he hears a faint voice that was rapidly getting louder. "Sir, sir, sir." A lady approaches and she says, "I'm so sorry. I hope he didn't cause you too much problems." He breaks out of the nursing home every couple months and pretends to be John D. Rockefeller. Just by a shift in his perception, everything changed. What I want to leave you with is this. A circumstance will never be the reason that you fail, ever. It will always be how you look at it. It will always be a matter of whether you respond or you react. It's your life. Get to living. My name is Eric Shawn, the Motivator.
I said I can give it to you. you, but what you gon' do? I can give it to you, but what you gon' do with it? I can give it to you, but what?